Back in Calabar, I used to train for the Monica team. No, not play, train.
When they met initially, this Calabar old boy had no idea what would ensue when a beautiful missionary returned home from China.
I met Matthew in 2008, but I knew of him and was introduced through my cousin, who was actually good friends with him from UTech. Heard of everything in terms of how he got saved in 2007, was hearing great testimonies of him. And so I went away, and then when I came back now, I really met him, like got to know him. And working through Youth for Life, when I was planning an anti-abortion march, he was there checking up on me and so forth. So we got really close through that, and he was already close through my sister. So that made it even better in just terms of getting to know him.
When I met Johanna for the first time, what did I think? Oh, Daniel's sister seems cool. Honestly, that was my honest thing. I did not see her in a very, what should I say? I never saw her in a role beyond just a friend. That seemed how I saw her, and I don't know what happened after that.
Come on, Matthew, spill. When did the sparks go off?
The night I was fooling around with some other teens, and I fell on my back and got a severe back injury, and her just warm and caring spirit but I don't know what happened. It just grabbed me and just sucked me right in. Like seriously, and my injury was very bad, and she treated me as though, you would think she was Florence Nightingale the way she was operating. Just kept rubbing down my back and asking me what else she needs to do, like a true helper. That's what she kept doing, and that was what really, touched me at first. And then from that, we started to link on our next level because of ministry, working with Youth for Life, and then that just grew. And out of that, something just grew within our hearts, and we just started to develop a liking for each other.
And for Johanna, what was going through her head?
I had a discussion with the Lord where it's like, okay, relationships, guys, how I feel, I am submitting it all to you because I've gotten it wrong numerous amounts of times. The Lord told me straight up, you always said that you know what you want, but I'm not sure if you do. So I said to God, then show me what I need and what I want also. So, I saw certain things with Matt. One of the things I asked for was just God, for there to be an acceptance of the person with my family. And, Matt met my family even before he met me, and they loved him.
First date for me was very weird. I believe it was at an Indian restaurant. I don't remember the name, I just know it's in Marketplace. The food, I always talk about food. Yeah, food was fabulous. Let me tell you, it was just so weird because at that time, we were not in a relationship. And I've never gone out with a Christian young lady before, ever. Because I met Johanna a year after I got saved, I was like, this is weird. I never knew how to relate. So it was very difficult. I felt very stiff and nervous. I was like this in the seat, sitting down. So that was weird. I think when we got into a relationship and then we went out for the first time after, it felt really natural. It felt like, things just flowed. And as a result of that, we just vibed.
How did Matthew know she was the one?
I never got a thus saith the Lord from God when it comes to Johanna. I never got a prophecy, I never got anything like that. I just really saw a woman, a godly woman, and out of that drove my decision that, look, I want to spend the rest of my life with this woman. And being in a courtship with her and being in a relationship solidified that over the years.
When I got engaged, oh my gosh. So based on when we got together, a particular day of the month, we always would have like what we call our little anniversary. So we'd do something on that particular date. So February, the day was coming up, and I knew we would probably go to the movies or dinner. He said he's going to take me out to dinner. So I was talking to my sister, and I was like, I'll just throw on a top or something. She's like, you sure you don't want to wear something a little bit nicer? And I was like, okay, I guess. So I put on a dress and everything, and he said he's taking me out to dinner. And I was like, okay, cool. And so we're going up the mountains. I think it's Blue Mountain, that side. And I was like, where are we going? So we reached Strawberry Hill, which I've always wanted to go to. And I was like, what? So I go, and there's this nice table setting for 2 by the infinity pool and candlelight and everything. And I was like, what? So I ordered the lamb, well classy and everything, and eating. And we always have discussions. So how have you been in a relationship so far? How are things with you? You know, it sounds like a question you probably ask every day, but it's really one of those questions when you're like, how am I? You know, so we had great discussion. And then I was like, I want to go by the pool. And he's like, okay. And that time I had already ordered dessert. So I went by the pool, and Matt called over the waiter. And when she brought the plate down, it had in strawberry syrup, so it was cheesecake, I think. Will you marry me? And I was like, oh my gosh. So, you know, of course, he says all this sweet stuff and goes down on one knee, backs out the ring. And I just hugged him. I just hugged him up. And I was like, Matt. And then I called mommy, I called daddy, I called my friends. And it was such an awesome night.